So, good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you to the November 19th, 2024 meeting of the Calvert County Board of Commissioners. At this time, I'd like to ask Pastor Nia from the Olivet United Methodist Church in Busby if she would give us an invocation, please.
Shall we pray together? Merciful God, how grateful we are for this opportunity to gather one with another, God. We ask, God, that you would forgive us for the things we've said, done, thought about, that just has not been pleasing unto you. For God, we don't ever want anything to hinder our prayers from reaching you, God. We pray that your presence, your power, and your peace would tabernacle with these, your people, this day. God, be in the midst of the meetings and all that will take place at this meeting today. God, we pray that your will would be done in this county and in this nation. God, continue to be with us, be our God, be our guide, and we'll be forever careful to give your name glory, honor, and praise. It's in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So, we started a month or so ago doing a little promotion for our animal shelter. So every Tuesday they bring in animals that are up for adoption, and today we have puppies.
Puppies always win.
What breed are they?
These are Rottweiler Terrier Bulldog mixes. We do have the dad who is a Rottweiler and the mom is a cute little low rider with very pointy ears, Bulldog Terrier mix. They came to the shelter just at a few days old. They're only 4 weeks old now. There are 5 total, all boys. So we have a rescue called Second Hope Rescue. They're foster based. They're going to step up and take the puppies into their care so they can go into a home, learn how to be dogs, be socialized, and just get out of the shelter environment. And they will continue to wean them, and when they're 8 weeks old, they will get them all neutered, microchipped, have them up to date on age-appropriate vaccines, and they will be up for adoption through Second Hope. So there are 5
Oh, I know,
total.
they're sweethearts. They are gorgeous, and they're so nice too.
Yes.
They are so sociable now.
And mom and dad have already been adopted, so that's kind of a rare thing to happen. But right now, the shelter is overflowing with puppies, and we have kittens in all nooks of the building. We have lizards galore. My office right now is lizard overflow.
Snakes.
We do have a snake.
Ooh,
He's in my backpack. I'll pull him out.
I'm
next.
Mike wants to hold the thing.
So if
and
anybody's
remember, it's
looking
Christmas
to,
time coming. What
well-
better than have a family member, a new family member at Christmas?
And I was gonna say, and for the holidays, when everybody's off from work, foster a pet. Highly recommend it. Fostering is probably the best thing ever.
You know, there is someone in this room that I know personally could use one of those babies. I know personally. I'm not mentioning any names, Sheriff, but
He's not gonna let
he
anybody boy can
look at that, Sheriff. How do you not want to bring that home?
Time being, I'm gonna borrow your beagle.
Oh, please, please. He howls and talks all day.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get these little guys back so they can eat, but if anybody's, like I said, if you can adopt, foster, or volunteer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I do have a couple of public service announcements this morning. Just want to advise everybody, the zoning ordinance public hearing is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. The Planning Commission, which meets at the Heb on Dares Beach Road. You can call, you can go in person, you can watch online, you can call in and comment if you have comments, or you can visit www.calvertcountymaryland.gov/zoning ordinance update to see the draft ordinance. And if you have comments, please make them because we're going to finalize that on December the 17th at our meeting. So time's drawing short. And, you know, there's been a lot of discussions about apartments going in different areas in Calvert County, and the zoning ordinance is what allows those things to happen. So this is your time to have influence on how our county is going to look in the future. Also, we're not going to meet next Tuesday, so we just want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving, and make sure you take time to be thankful for what you have and the blessings, and that you spend time with your families, and you have a very safe Thanksgiving. That concludes all my public service announcements for today. That brings us to awards. Our first award is the Calvert County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff?
Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you, Commissioners. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Sheriff's Office, it's been a long time coming to make this happen. I think over almost 2 years now is when this incident occurred. And with the advice with the state's attorney, we wanted to remain quiet because we wanted to have this case tried here in our county. And I prepared a few words, but I want to get a couple thank yous out there to everyone involved in this. The state's attorney's office, there are a lot of them here this morning. Huge thank you. They did awesome with the case, and the person that terrorized our neighborhood that night is paying the consequence of his choices. And we thank them for all his staff and all they've done. There was a lot of work put into it. I said again, 2 years we have in this case. And I want to thank also the staff of the Sheriff's Office. They did an awesome job too as well. And I was with Flint in the emergency room when we put in, how many pints of blood did we put in you, Flint? So we put 4 units of blood, or pints of units of blood inside of Flint when I was there. And, I was there with his twin brother, James, that night. And I just want to thank the medical staff too as well that kept our deputy alive. And just a little bit about James Flint. A lot of folks that he loves his job. He's committed to our community. This guy almost had his leg shot off, and he's returned to work. So a big round of applause for James Flint. A lot of people in these days, they would not return to this job. They would take their retirement and move on. But he's committed to us, and he's committed to our community. I just want to say thank you. And the 2 men standing behind him, too, as well, heroic in keeping Mr. Flint alive, Deputy Flint alive, and during that incident, what they did that night. And I know the hairs are standing on the back of my neck talking about it, and hopefully I can get these words out to you guys and to the public. But today we gathered to honor our own who has displayed extraordinary courage and selflessness in the face of danger. The Medal of Valor is reserved for those who go above and beyond the call of duty, demonstrating a level of bravery that inspires us all. These deputies faced a moment where hesitation could have cost lives, and I believe that. Yet their instinct and dedication to protecting our community prevailed. They placed themselves in harm's way, which no thought on our own safety to ensure safety of others. This is not just a testament to their heroism, but also a reminder of the unwavering commitment to their heart and what it takes to wear this badge. On behalf of the Sheriff's Office and a grateful community, it is my great honor to present the Medal of Honor, Medal of Valor, which we just instituted into the Sheriff's Office, to Deputy James Flint, Deputy Tyler Bowen, and Deputy Anthony Aranda. Thank you for their courage, your service, and example to us all. And I know the State's Attorney, Mr. Harvey, would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Sheriff. Robert Harvey, State's Attorney. The sheriff is correct. He came to me 2 years ago and said, we want to present this award, and I begged him not to do so because we had a criminal trial pending, and in fact, a motion for change of venue had been filed and was filed and argued. We were successful in keeping this trial where it belonged, for where the citizens of Calvert County can sit as a jury and judge the facts for themselves. We all know about the heroics of Deputy Flint. I just want to comment on the heroics of Tyler Bowen. This whole incident, as you may know, was caught on body cam and dash cam video. And I'll never forget, Deputy Tyler Bowen standing on the side of the road after Deputy Flint had been shot, exposing himself, saying, I'm going to run down there. I'm going down there. Exposing himself to the potential fire. It was like a combat scene. And Bowen had been an officer, what, a year, 2 years at the most? It's unbelievable what these guys did. Deputy Aranda, the same thing. Exposing themselves, putting themselves in harm's way without any thought or hesitation that I might get shot and killed myself. They did it, and this award is amply justified. And so congratulations to all three. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to try and talk without losing it. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you. And thank you, Coward County. My family, both blue and blood, absolutely amazing. The support from Coward County and other jurisdictions outside of Coward County is freaking phenomenal. They made the 3 weeks that I was in the hospital go by easy. They made me coming back to work easier, and made me want to come back to work because their support and their love, yeah, it just, thank you. Thank you.
Tell them about the convoy we had when you came home. So I picked up James Flint from the hospital and brought him home, but talking about our citizens in the county, I mean, the whole Route 4 all the way to his home was just covered with citizens, with signs, kids out there just backing him and what he did, so. we
I
appreciate
watched it.
Yeah,
It
awesome.
was,
And the,
words can't express. It
No.
was wonderful.
no, and then when we got to Walnut Creek, where the actual incident happened, we actually slowed down. And the amount of people from Walnut Creek that was out there to welcome me home was phenomenal. And pulling into my driveway and literally looking at Plum Point Road, they shut down the entire road to make sure that I made it home safe. And then getting on the radio and calling the control center and clearing myself from that call, and then going 1042, which is end tour of duty, and made it real. So, thank you again. Great.
Thank you.
I would just like to say it was a very traumatic incident for all of us, and I just want to thank the sheriff's office, my family, and the county for all their support throughout the after the incident. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to piggyback off of that. I just want to thank everybody for their support, my family, the sheriff's office, and the county as well, including Sheriff Cox.
Thank you.
Good family and friends would like to come forward, and the command staff would get a photo. Again, this award is very precious to the law enforcement, the military, and tradition of having this award presented. Just thank you again to the citizens of Calvert County.
Sir, I don't know if you're a little to your right. You're good. Commissioner Rasso, can you move more to your right, a little more? Good. Smile. You guys can believe this up. We're gonna be moving a few more people around so we can see everybody. Next to Commissioner Eiling, can you move a little to your left? Okay, get your chance to blink. Do this thing if you need to. Smiling for a long time hurts a lot. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. All right, congratulations. Oh, one more. Good.
Hey, Jason. See you getting ready to start a kid. See you getting ready to start a kid.
Boy, can I make you a deal.
You know, Mr. President, before we move on.
Thank you. We appreciate that. It means a lot to us.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank
Well done.
you,
Thank
thank
you
you.
all.
Commissioner Hart?
And, you know, and Sheriff, when people want to know what a hero looks like, that's what heroes look like. That is the
Absolutely.
definition, what heroes look like. Somebody that will put their life, the only one they get, to save us. So I am just truly and truly appreciative.
And it's just not then. I worked with a lot with these deputies for the last 20 years, and Commissioner Allen can contest to it. There are a lot of good men and women that work for the Sheriff's Office, and they care about everybody that lives here. So,
My
Yeah, thank you.
deepest thank you.
Hey, real quick, how many days on the job did you have when it happened?
what's that?
How many?
I wasn't
yeah.
sworn in yet, but at day one, yeah, we were dealing with
Yeah,
Flint,
you
and
took- you took that.
Christmas happened, and Flint was in the hospital during Christmas, so was trying to get back into with our duty to protect him while he's in the hospital too as well. We were dealing with that, but
You guys
a long
handled it
time
very well.
coming. Yep, thank you.
Yep.
Have a good week.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is another award for the Employee Recognition Committee. Wes?
Good morning, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Wes LaPrey, the retiree representative of the Employee Recognition Committee, and I'm here today to introduce Calvert County Government's October 2024 Employee of the Month. The Employee of the Month Award acknowledges individual excellence for superior job performance or special individual efforts. Our October 2024 Employee of the Month is Lionel Sewell from the Technology Services Department, my old department. I have a special kinship to them. Lionel, please come up and join the Commissioners.
Good day, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to my colleagues and team members and everyone who's made this possible for me, okay? With the colleagues and team members, their efforts and support with GIS helps us to make GIS successful for the county and for the public. And I believe, Wes, he's going to get into some integrations that GIS has with some vital systems of the county to highlight some of the things that people take and use throughout their daily operations. I'm very appreciative to be a public servant, especially in a county or a community where I started off. So each day, it's very, very rewarding for me. And again, I thank everyone for this recognition.
Yes, sir. How you been? Good, good.
Lionel is being awarded the Employee of the Month for his outstanding leadership in advancing Calvert County geographic information systems. Through the launch of the My Calvert GIS, which you can go to on the website, just Google that, he transformed accessibility and efficiency across our entire government. Functions that including planning and zoning, emergency management, I'll go through a few of them, but it basically touched anyone who deals with the citizens, with businesses, that has data. Data is one thing, but when you can turn data into what people think of as maps or intelligence, the intelligence of our county is put together and integrated through these geographic information systems. If you think about it, just about every customer group, every citizen interaction that we have in the county has a GIS component. And of all the departments that use it, it's the citizens that use it as much. Whether it's a picture from our county imagery or a map derived from them, GIS brings county data into the hands of our citizens and businesses. The homeowners use GIS to get approval for a deck or other improvements to their property. GIS puts meaning to storm damage assessment and claims supporting the governor's disaster declarations that, praise God, we haven't had here lately. Or meetings supporting planning and zoning and the comprehensive plan. All that has data that we use to make decisions here in the county. Or even the construction projects viewable from a unique website that's called What's Going Where. If you ever wonder what's going into the county, you go to this website and it will give you all the different businesses and opportunities that are coming up, show you where they are, and give you a little information about what they're doing. Finally, Lionel and his team recently donated their digital sandbox. It's a box of sand, and is connected to a GIS. And they used it and they created it, 5 years ago? How many years ago?
6 years.
6 years, yeah, it's a ways. Yeah, well, you can come and see it, because they gave it to the Calvert, the Spaceflight America Museum and Science Center that's at the Arthur Storer Planetarium at Calvert High. This technology transfer of this resource gave us something that we can put our kids into the room, and they can play around with the sand and make pyramids and make volcanoes and see what it looks like on a map. And I'm just pleased as punch to be able to restart this effort in the county with the assistance, with the coordination of the Calvert County Public School System. Who knows the intelligence and the intellectual fires that this and other work will do to captivate the minds of our young people? Lionel's dedication to customer service and innovation knows no bounds. In recognition of his exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication, Lionel Sewell has been selected as the Employee of the Month for October 2024. Congratulations. And I'd like to introduce the Department Head Technology Services to give you some more insights onto Lionel's work.
Thank you. It's hard for me to follow on from those great words. I am so lucky to stand up here constantly and sing the praise of my employees. I'm very lucky to be a director that has some of the smartest and most dedicated people, employees within Calvert County, and Lionel is an excellent example of that. Lionel has a master's degree in GIS, and he is recognized as one of the leading experts, not just in the county, but in the state. I can't underline how lucky the county is to have someone of Lionel's ability leading its GIS charge. He is an exceptional employee and an exceptional GIS professional. His recent implementation of the GIS enterprise system is something that's been called out, but he's also implemented digitalization. So he digitalized the requests. So people, when they ask for GIS, it's all now digital. He's implemented SLAs, and he has done digital submittal. Some of these things may sound a little bit abstract, but they've been 10 years in the making. And the fact that we've been able to achieve them this year is testament to Lionel's dedication and hard work. Lionel, your intelligence, passion, kindness, and focus on excellence makes you a valued member of our team. Others appreciate you for your knowledge, laid-back demeanor, and incredible patience. I don't think people realize just how patient you are sometimes, Lionel. Although this award focuses on one of his achievements for 1 month, Lionel's performance has been exemplary over a long period of time. Congratulations on this award, Lionel, and thank you so much for representing TS in the manner that you do.
Well, Lionel, you know, something just dawned on me while we were here. They keep giving me the technology stuff. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what it says about me. You know, when it's technology, let's give that to Mike, you know. But I tell you, as everybody said here, and Stephen said it best, we are truly, truly lucky to have you. I don't know how you understand all this stuff. It changes every day. I can't work the Roku on the TV at home. So I'm so thankful for you doing what you do. And as Tradition Commissioner Nutter always said, the most important thing about this is the check. So here you go. Thank you. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I would like to have the GIS team to come forward as well. Danny Bauer and Calvin Strozier. I don't know if Ray will be able to make it, but I mean, if you could, Ray, I would enjoy that, because all that work that they just detailed or conveyed to you all, it's not done all by me. You need a team to take care of all of this, okay? And this is the GIS team here for Technology Services. I truly appreciate these men. Their work day in and day out is something that should be applauded, because behind the scenes, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of public calls, and just getting things handled, a lot of late nights working. So I appreciate you guys, and I wouldn't have any other team. Thank you.
So the next item on the agenda is a public hearing that was scheduled for 10:30. Actually, we have two public hearings this morning. The first one is the Department of Public Safety Fiscal Year 2024 Port Security Grant Program Award. Director McDowell?
Good morning, Commissioners. Public Safety, excuse me, Public Safety Director Dave McDowell. I have with me Miss Barbara Warner from my office. And today I am glad to finally bring before you an endeavor that we started in 2023 to acquire a fireboat for the Solomons Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for your leadership and guidance, and that of the County Administrator's Office for their leadership and guidance throughout this. I want to thank our volunteers, not just at Solomons, but throughout the county, for what they do, not just on land, but on our waterways too. And lastly, I do want to thank Mrs. Warner for her tireless efforts in putting this grant together and the roller coaster, if you will, of the process working through the grant. So again, thank you. I'm going to hand it over to Barbara for the memo.
John, did you want me to read the public hearing? Good morning, Commissioners. Barbara Warner, grant writer for the Calvert County Department of Public Safety. Today, we are conducting a public hearing for the Department of Homeland Security, Federal Emergency Management Agency, Port Security Grant Program Award, Budget Adjustment, and Resolution. The total grant award is for $800,000 and is a 75-25% cost match award, $600,000 in federal funding and $200,000 in local government cost match funding in accordance with the terms of the grant agreement. Awarded funds will be used for the replacement of Solomons Volunteer Rescue Squad and Fire Department Fireboat 3. The replacement vessel is an all-hazards response vessel with chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and explosive, or CBRN, detection and marine firefighting capabilities. This public hearing was duly advertised in the county newspapers for 2 consecutive weeks before the public hearing and the Calvert County Government website as required by Section 5-103C of the Code. If you wish to provide comments on the Port Security Grant Program Award public hearing, please sign up using the sign-in sheet located at the front of the hearing room, or you can call 301-715-8592, meeting ID 899-4188-8251, passcode hashtag, and request to speak *9 when the floor is open for public comment on this specific item, the Port Security Grant Program Award. Those wishing to speak must stay on the line and will have an opportunity to press *9 after the presentation has concluded. I will begin with reading the memo. I will briefly go through the process of the apparatus replacement of Boat 3, and then I will address questions and concerns that were presented and received based on the July 9th meeting, and then address any additional questions that the board may have. Background. On behalf of Solomons Volunteer Rescue Squad and Fire Department, the Calvert County Department of Public Safety submitted a grant application for the fiscal year FY 2024 Port Security Grant Program for $600,000 towards the purchase of Boat 3. Discussion. On Friday, September 20th, 2024, the Department of Homeland Security, Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, approved the FY 2024 Port Security Grant Program application for an award of $600,000. The current price for the replacement, or for replacing Boat 3 with ancillary equipment as identified in Exhibit A of the apparatus grant agreement is $1,300,000 $675,000. In FY 2024, the Board of County Commissioners approved $1 million in bond funding and $400,000 in grant funding for the purchase of the boat. Since the award had been increased to $600,000, the department no longer requires $1 million in bond funding and is reducing that to $675,000. The funding sources are identified as the Board of County Commissioners, FY 2024 Capital Budget CIP 000086, $1 million, reduction in required bond funding from FY 2024 Capital Budget CIP 000086 of $325,000. State of Maryland Legislative Bond Initiative, $100,000, and the FY 2024 Port Security Grant Program of $600,000.
Does
The
that
to-
cover the entire cost of the boat?
That covers the entire cost
Okay,
of
so
the boat.
there's nothing, do you know where I'm going?
I
So
know.
Company 3 is okay.
Yes, I'll finish the memo,
Okay,
and
thank you.
then
Okay.
we'll get into that.
Okay.
This grant is a 75%, 25% cost match grant. The total federal contribution is $600,000 with a non-federal cost match of $200,000. The county budgeted $1 million of general obligation bonds in the FY 2024 capital budget to replace Boat 3 CIP 000086 with a potential $400,000 in grant revenue. The budget amendment, BA 2025-000165, changes FY 2024 adopted revenue sources, reflecting an increase in $200,000 in federal government revenue and a decrease in $200,000 in general obligation bonds. The conclusion and recommendation. The Department of Public Safety recommends that the Board of County Commissioners review and, if appropriate, ratify the application signature, approve the budget adjustment BA 2025-000165 to change revenue sources in the capital project CIP 000086, authorize staff to accept the award of the FY 2024 Port Security Grant application through the FEMA's Grant Outcome System FEMA Go platform, and authorize the board president to sign the memorandum of understanding and lease presented and pertaining to Boat 3.
So no financial obligation from 3, correct?
No financial obligation for Boat 3, other than the cost match, which was already part of the $1 million.
But, which we have.
Right.
Okay.
So what this is doing is reducing that amount by $325,000.
And we still got the stuff that we wanted with the LNG facility needing, all that. We still got all that detection equipment.
Correct. And if you want, we can kind of briefly go over that because of July 9th, I believe there were a lot of questions.
Well, that's
after- and so
what
I
my
can go-
concerns, I don't
Yes.
know what, I just want to make sure, a couple things. One, that
Yes.
they're not on the hook for this, which they
Correct.
should not be.
No.
Two, they have everything they need to be safe. And then there was the discrepancy about the boat itself of, could somebody just come in and say, hey, we're taking the boat here and there? Has that been alleviated?
Everything has been alleviated to date. So we have talked to FEMA. We have a memorandum of understanding in place that is signed by Solomons. It has been signed by the sheriff's office. The U.S. Coast Guard had asked for a change in the name of the person that would sign that, so they're supposed to be getting that right back to me.
Okay.
So that would eliminate anything. FEMA is content with everything.
Because you know
The
where
way-
I'm going,
yes,
right.
absolutely,
Yep, yep.
absolutely.
Okay. So
So
all that's been squashed, that's
Everything,
all good,
yes,
okay.
everything has been resolved.
You know about it.
That I know about,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
And
absolutely.
everything's on the boat that they wanted and that they needed. There's not anything that they had to put on the shelf because it was too expensive.
No.
This boat is fully outfitted to do the job it needs to do.
Yes, and I'll go through it a little brief, and then
Okay.
maybe to explain some of that, because July 9th was a little hectic, so we'll get to that. Okay, so the last time we met regarding Solomon's Boat 3 was on July 9th, and that pertained to the Port Security Grant application submission. Today, I'm here to present the award of that grant application. My hope today is to answer and address any questions and concerns that you had from the July 9th meeting and any that you may have today. It's important to note that the grant before you today does not include the boat lift or the boat slip. Those expenses will be handled by Solomon's Volunteer Rescue Squad, and hopefully they will be able to utilize funding from the DNR Waterway Grant next year to apply for those costs, or to go towards. It's a 50/50 grant. The estimated cost of that project is currently at $50,000.
Well,
So-
question, I mean, why wouldn't we take care of that?
Because the
Can't leave
grant,
that boat in the water. I mean, it gets all tore up and everything, and
that would be another.
gotta have a place to launch it from.
That would be another conversation that the board would have to have, because the monies have to go towards the boat. The grant itself, it
Sure,
has
sure,
to be
but I-
for
right,
the
but I
boat.
mean, yeah, so-
So that's a different conversation that
Okay.
has to happen at a different time.
Okay.
And that 50,000 covers both the slip and the lift?
Right now, that's what the cost estimate is, but we know, we're not sure until we have a contract, nobody will give us a definitive that'll last for a year, because the
Okay.
boat's not gonna be in until for a year.
Okay.
So
So
when's the
that
delivery on
could-
the boat?
I think it might be a year, a little over a year, 12 to 18 months.
Okay.
So, all right, so right now, we have definitive funding that equals $1.7 million. With all the funding being utilized, that would mean that there would be a cost savings to the county of $325,000, but it also covers anything over the $1 million that was originally offered. So I was tasked with providing the Board of Commissioners with additional annual costs that could potentially be needed for maintenance of the Seaburn equipment built into this vessel. It has been confirmed by the vendor that there are no annual preventative maintenance costs associated with the Seaburn equipment, and that is specific equipment that they are getting on this boat, and it self-calibrates. The expected lifespan of that Seaburn equipment is 15 years. As for the normal maintenance and operation costs, those will be provided in the operating budget just as they are now with the existing boat. And actually, that was a discussion with Solomon's and the vendor. So what they're going to have is SCBA's on board.
What's that mean in English?
Self-contained breathing apparatus.
Self-containing breathing apparatus. So it's the mask that firefighters put on with the oxygen tanks. They're going to have those on board the boat, because it was determined that the filtration system, yes, it's nice and good, but the cost of upkeep on that is just tremendous.
Are they, well, my main thing is them being safe, so, because
And-
that LNG facility gets a ton of boats.
Yes.
And there's, I mean, hey, we all saw the bridge in Baltimore, so.
Right.
And then, so how are they, if something, the worst case scenario, how are they protected with just that mask though? I mean, is there stuff to protect their skin and everything else? And
Running gear.
Well, it would depend on what the chemical is, but the detection system automatically puts up a defense. So then they can either, they can call, get additional assistance, after discussion with Solomons, it was determined that it would not be cost-effective to obtain more advanced Seaburn equipment, nor the cabin filtration system. Therefore, no additional cost associated for preventive maintenance. The vessel will have the SCBA's on board. Instead, in the event of harmful toxin detection, they can immediately put that on. Just for reference, if they had gone with a much more advanced system and filtration system, we're talking, it would have been at $1.68 million. And that does not include the monthly maintenance, which would have been at least $20,000 a month to maintain that. So it just was not cost effective. In addition, to try to kind of put it in perspective, the Seaburn equipment on that, its detection would have been at 2.5 to 3 nautical miles. That's a little
Pretty slow.
excessive, you know. So that would be like 2.88 to 3.4 statute miles. So definitely not something that Solomon's felt that it was necessary. So we're talking about maybe a mile radius now. So, and still will do exactly what needs to be done, plus its protection of the port. So, one of the other things that was mentioned is training. So there, of course, our firefighters are trained in numerous things, even far more excessive than I even am aware of. So MIFRE, which is our Maryland Fire and Rescue Institute, they do provide training to our firefighters at free of cost. But also, Public Safety has a hazmat budget. And in that hazmat budget, because this is CBRN equipment that's deemed hazmat, that funding can be used to train anyone that's county, first responder on that vessel. So that I thought was good to know that we could use that. In addition, we can obtain additional grants for training as well. So, any questions for me?
Well, yeah, because
Okay.
my main concern, and we've seen it all across the country all the time, whenever there is a chemical spill or some type of industrial accident, big companies just feel they'll throw money at it. But this is our home and our community. We know these folks.
Yes.
So I don't really care about the check from them, and I'm sure their families don't either.
Right.
So, what our job is back here is we're asking them to go in harm's way. And I'm not talking, there's a boat that's sunk and they're going out. I'm talking something goes down that LNG facility out there with one of those tons and tons of boats that come through there all the time. I don't really care about their check. I just want to know that they have everything they need to be successful. And if it's too big for us to handle, where they know that too, where they don't go in there blindly, because every time there's one of these industrial accidents, it's the people that are doing the cleanup are the ones that pay the price. So
Correct.
I just want to make sure, because I don't
Absolutely.
understand what you do. I just want to
Absolutely.
make sure that they have every safety precaution they could have.
Exactly.
And to that end, Commissioner, I can tell you the staff at the Department of Public Safety are committed to that same thing, and we are constantly looking for opportunities, funding opportunities, to make sure that our volunteers have what they need.
Yes.
So Barbara, how many people do we have ready to staff this boat now, already trained?
I'm not sure how many at the present time, and we can ask Solomons when they come up here. I believe it's my understanding that they want to have at least 5 captains trained. So then that way, they manage the call. Now, I know that there was some public interest on one thing. Anne Arundel recently obtained a boat, and if it's okay if I go ahead and talk about that as well. So that was brought to our attention, and I just want to let everyone know, Anne Arundel County actually purchased 2 boats. They were 50-foot Metal Shark Defiant NXT fireboats. They are very different from what we are getting here, and they are not equipped with the CBRN capability. Now, after speaking with Anne Arundel County, they informed me that both boats are $5 million, so $2.5 million per boat. And then they were going to have to purchase numerous items, not that they don't have, because of the size of the boat, it's different types of equipment that is needed. And so they were going to be spending more than that. In addition, with it being a 50-foot boat, their training is different. So the captains of those boats would have to go through an even more extensive based on the size of the boat. So that expense in itself is $500,000 for 10 firefighters to be on those boats. And they felt that the smaller boats probably would be better for us in the sense of we go through, the Patuxent River and some of the tributaries. Therefore, a 50-foot boat's not going to manage very well in the smaller waterways. So they felt that the selection that we had picked with the 36-foot boat was probably better for getting in and out, whereas they're going to have to purchase an actually smaller boat in addition to the 250-foot boats that they have. Anything else for me?
I'd just like to hear from Solomons.
Okay. Solomons? Oh, hold on, I've got to do my next part of the public hearing, sorry.
We gotta do
Okay,
something
the floor is now open for public comment. Are there any speakers in the audience?
There's one.
Oh, there's two. Okay. Rick Hargrave?
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Deputy Chief Rick Hargrave from the Solomons Volunteer Rescue Squad and Fire Department. On behalf of the proud members of the Solomons Volunteer Rescue Squad and Fire Department, I would like to take a moment to address some key topics and thank a few individuals for their efforts in the replacement of and procurement of the Solomons Volunteer Rescue Squad and Fire Department Fireboat 3. As you know, this vessel will be replacing a vessel that is approximately 30 years old, which has met its lifespan, and is one of the only two combination marine rescue firefighting vessels within Calvert County. This vessel helps protect the marinas and homes of Calvert County and surrounding jurisdictions. The new vessel will serve the citizens of Calvert County for decades to come. Approximately 2 years ago, Solomons Volunteer Rescue Squad and Fire Department was tasked to build a vessel in accordance with the maritime study completed by Calvert County and standard placed by our Fire and Rescue Commission. Due to budget cuts from $1.4 million down to $1 million, Solomons leadership looked to secure additional funding to cover the shortfalls of the project to meet the needs of the citizens of the county. This was accomplished in a joint effort with the county by applying for the 7525 Department of Homeland Security Port Security Grant for $800,000 and a $100,000 state bond, both of which have been awarded. To be clear, Solomons Volunteer Rescue Squad and Fire Department has held many meetings, including most of the commissioners and all the key players involved, only to be transparent of the needs and funding it would take to complete the task. We were never looking for a $2 million vessel, which was said many times. In fact, the project is under budget prior to funding cuts. We are and will continue to be good stewards of taxpayer monies in an effort to provide quality fire, rescue, and EMS delivery to protect our citizens throughout Calvert County. In closing, it shows that teamwork, dedication, and hard work pays off. The cost savings can now be placed towards other projects what may need to be funded. We would like to personally thank the Calvert County Commissioners, Calvert County Public Safety, and most notably, Barbara Warner. She has worked tirelessly with the Solomons leadership in securing the never-before-received Department of Homeland Security Port Security Grant on our behalf. She is a savior and a pleasure to work with and should be commended for her efforts. Again, thank you to everyone who has assisted in the project and to our citizens for their support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There is one caller online. Mr. Cormier, if you please.
Dialing back, not the capability, but the different parts of it to not have an ongoing cost structure. I know we won't have a cost of how much it's going to be for the slip until we put a shovel in the ground, but I am confident that Department of Public Safety and the Solomons Fire Department are going to do everything they can to keep that cost under control, and I really appreciate, again, all the hard work Ms. Warner has put into this grant structure and the communication that she's had with me anytime I had a question. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is the last person who's signed up to speak.
Need a motion?
Yes, sir.
I move that we close the record, ratify the application, signature, approve, and adopt the resolution and the budget adjustment, BA 2025-000165. Authorize staff to accept the award of the FY 2024 Port Security Grant application, and authorize the board president to sign the memorandum of understanding in lease presented and pertaining to boat 3.
Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Barbara, thank you.
Thank
Dave,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you, County Administrator.
Thank you.
That brings us to public hearing number 2, Department of Finance and Budget, Budget Amendment for American Rescue Plan Act Project, St. Leonard Water Tower, Well and Extension. Morning,
Morning.
ladies and gentlemen.
Bruce Miller, Director of Finance. Here with me is Mary Lehman, who will present the information, but just by way of introduction, the purpose of the public hearing is to repurpose $1.2 million of ARPA funds.
Good morning, Mary Lehman, Grants Coordinator with Finance and Budget. This is a public hearing, and this hearing was duly advertised, and the certificate of publication is made a part of the record. Anyone that would like to speak at this hearing is required to sign up on the sheet to the left back here. And you'll be called up at the end of this presentation for your comments. The purpose of this public hearing is to provide the public with an opportunity to comment on an issue and to seek the Board of County Commissioners' approval of staff's recommendations. Background. On March 17, 2020, Calvert County declared a local state of emergency due to the effects of the coronavirus. The United States Treasury appropriated funds to the state of Maryland through the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA. Discussion. A reallocation of appropriated ARPA funding is requested to increase available funding for the capital project CIP 196, ARPA 28, St. Leonard Water Tower, Well and Extension, and ensure the encumberment of all ARPA funding by the federal deadline. Staff determined that the capital project CIP 105, ARPA 47, Hall Aquatic Center HVAC will not be able to be encumbered before the December 2024 deadline, and the funding for the capital project CIP 246, ARPA 15, Stormwater at Dunkirk Park is left over after the completion of the project. So the budget amendment is a decrease to capital project 105, ARPA 47, Hall Aquatic Center HVAC in the amount of $1,250,000, and a decrease to CIP 246, ARPA 15, Stormwater at Dunkirk Park in the amount of $5,073. That will be increasing the CIP 196, ARPA 28, St. Leonard Water Tower, Well and Extension in the amount of $1,255,073. Fiscal impact. This action has no fiscal impact as this is a transfer between existing ARPA lines. Conclusion recommendation. The Department of Finance and Budget requests the Board of County Commissioners conduct a public hearing and, if deemed appropriate, based on the record, approve and adopt the proposed resolution and budget amendment, BA 2025-000189, to reallocate $1,255,073 in ARPA funding to the capital project CIP 196, ARPA 28, St. Leonard Water Tower, Well and Extension. The floor is now open for public comment. Are there any speakers?
No one has signed up in person. If anybody online would like to speak, please use the raise your hand function. There are no speakers.
So Director Cosgrove, you want to explain the St. Leonard Water Tower project to the public so they know what's going on there?
Yes, sir. So the plan is to add an additional 100,000-gallon elevated storage tank in the vicinity of St. Leonard's Elementary School to provide additional storage and fire capacity within the St. Leonard's water system. We've recently put it out to bid, and we received bids back about a week ago. So we're doing our due diligence to review the bids and also we can have it awarded within the first part of December.
And there's a deadline on spending ARPA funding, correct?
I believe it has to be encumbered by the end of December.
It needs to be obligated or encumbered by 12/31/2024.
Right.
Projects need to be, the work needs to be performed and completed by 12/31/26.
Just to make sure everybody understands why we're moving the money from the Hall Aquatic Center, because we couldn't spend that money in a lot of time. So we need to
Correct.
move it to a project where we can spend the money, or we lose the money, so we don't want to lose the money. So just make sure everybody understands what we're doing here today.
Is the air conditioning at Hall Aquatic Center going to be put back on our radar screen for next year?
Yeah, so we're currently working with an architect going through the design phase of both the air conditioning system along with the roof system. So we're currently under design, but we're not far enough along design to be able to encumber the money for the equipment.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? None? Motion?
Mr. President, I make a motion that we close the record and approve and adopt the resolution Budget Amendment BA 2025-000189.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a lot of guests in the room today.
Full house.
It's good having you all here. Next item on the agenda is proclamation. We actually have 3 proclamations today. The first proclamation is for National Family Caregivers Month. Commissioner Cox.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ed Sullivan, Division Chief, Calvert County Office on Aging, Community Resources. We are blessed to have a few caregivers in attendance today who care for spouses and parents, and in some cases with older adults, younger folks too. And we find that happening more often now. But these folks are gems in our society, caring for some of the most vulnerable people in our society. And we certainly want to recognize them and thank you for the recognition today. If acceptable to you, Commissioners, I'd love to have them come up here, introduce themselves. Okay, we thank you for that. Folks, come on up. I'm going to ask them to say their name, and if they'd like to make a remark or two, certainly they can do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you so much for having us today and making this proclamation. Oh, thank you. It's a great step towards recognition for the caregivers and the resources that are needed. A lot of the caregivers are taking care of, like Ed so nicely said, of their family members. I myself am Kathy Romanap. I've been taking care of my husband since 2012. 2019, it became a full-time job. He is such that he has dementia and is not able to be left alone. I'm very fortunate that I'm able to have some caregivers take care of him so that I can be here today and get out of the house and have some time so that you can regroup and you can go back to your loved one and take care of them. More and more help is needed, more and more resources are needed for this, as so many people are not just dementia patients, but a lot of caregivers are out there and they're struggling. And the more recognition that can be given, the more resources I know can be given to this important endeavor. And thank you so much for having us today.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Come on forward, please.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Mary Kay Swinford, and my husband has dementia. He's had that since 2019, and before that, I was taking care of him and continued to take care of him until just March of this year. He is in the Charlotte Hall Veterans Home now, and he's being very well taken care of. But, you know, my job did not end because he moved. And so I just want to thank everybody for the Council on Aging and all the resources that we have available to us here in the county. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Come on forward.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Sandra Raviv. I'm a resident of North Beach,
and I'm a caregiver to my husband who has memory issues. I also co-facilitate a caregiver support group up in the North Beach Twin Beaches Library once a month for the Alzheimer's Association. And my neighbor, Susan Brayford, is my co-facilitator. So let me just turn it over to her.
What she said. My husband was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2019, and then 2020 happened, and it got a lot worse because of isolation. But we, I guess the next year, we participated in the Prince Frederick Alzheimer's group. They were looking for someone in the northern part of the county, so Sandra and I got trained by the Alzheimer's Association to lead support groups. And since that time, we've both learned a lot. And the types of interventions we've done with help from our friends have really, really significantly helped me help my husband. And I think things are being calm now. And I'm very grateful to the commissioners and especially to the Office on Aging for everything they have done to help us. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on forward.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name's Lisa Cottle, and I do work for the Office on Aging as the long-term care manager. And I am privileged to be the manager for the National Caregivers Program. So I'm very happy to have some caregivers here. And we have, at this time, 5 support groups in our county that are just so beneficial to our caregivers. And I do have a few facts that I'd like to read that I thought was pretty startling to me. But as we know, this is the month that we celebrate our caregivers. And so it's time to recognize and honor family caregivers in our county and across the country. But families are often the primary source of support for older adults and people with disabilities. In fact, today in America, more than 53 million family caregivers provide unpaid care. That's an economic value totaling more than $470 billion. So that's why every November we celebrate National Family Caregivers Month. While family caregivers should be celebrated every day, this is a time to recognize and honor caregivers nationally, raise awareness around caregiving issues, educate communities, and work to increase support for our nation's caregivers. The Calvert County Office on Aging, under the direction of the Department of Community Resources, along with the Calvert County Board of Commissioners, want to take this opportunity to thank the family caregivers who are present today and all the family caregivers of Calvert County, as well as our local caregiver support groups that provide a safe space for caregivers to share their experiences, get emotional support, and learn about resources. And I have some caregiver awareness pins for all of our commissioners and our caregivers, if you'd like to have one, if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am. Come on forward.
Good morning. Brandon Temple, Chairman of the Veterans Affairs Commission. I just wanted to say that our caregivers, they're a diverse group in our county. I just met somebody the other day who works in our school system, family, kids, and now is taking care of a parent who's a veteran. And they weren't aware of any of the services that the VA offers for caregivers, so I was able to talk to them and get them connected in the right direction to where they could find resources. So I just want to do a public service announcement to anybody who may be out there and listening or in the audience that if you are a caregiver and the person you are caring for is a veteran, please contact the Veterans Affairs Commission. We can get you connected with the DC VA who has caregiver support teams. We've had them in the county to enroll people in different types of programs, and they're happy to help. Thank you.
Brandon, come on up. Mr. Sullivan, come on up.
Commissioners, thank you for your support of the Office on Aging. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. So what more can I add? I was talking to a lady the other day, and her husband had dementia, and it took 3 caregivers 24 hours around the clock to take care of him. So not only today or this month should we recognize these caregivers, but we should recognize them each and every day. So thank you for what you do. So without further ado, I'll read the proclamation. Whereas National Family Caregivers Month is an annual national observance in November, developed by the Caregivers Action Network to recognize the 90 million family caregivers in the United States. And whereas family caregivers are devoted individuals who offer endless hours of care and support to the loved ones in their homes, their communities, and the sole purpose of sustaining quality of life. And whereas caregiving for a loved one can be a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job, can lead to burnout and compassion fatigue, this year's theme, I Care, honors and recognizes those who lovingly sacrifice the betterment of their loved ones and others. It is important to recognize caregivers who selflessly provide care and support to the loved ones who are ill, disabled, or elderly, and whereas the County Office of Aging continues to offer assistance and support through several means, including providing caregiver grants for respite, consultations, education, and links to resources and community programs. Now, therefore, be proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners that the month of November be it known as National Family Caregivers Month in Calvert County, recognizing caregivers for their devotion, dedication, and support they provide to the family members and their loved ones. Be it further proclaimed that the appreciation to all Calvert County citizens is hereby extended to all family caregivers for their efforts, given under our hands and seal this 9th day of November, 2024, signed by all 5 county commissioners. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And the next proclamation is for National Hospice and Palliative Care Month. Commissioner Grasso?
Who do we have?
Lisa?
Lisa?
Yep, come right up to the mic.
Hi, good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I'm Kristen Williams. I'm the Vice President of Hospice of the Chesapeake. Happy to be here this morning. We first want to thank you for your support and the support of the county. As we know, hospice has been in this community for over 45 years, and we would love to continue to serve for 45-plus more years. We serve 60-plus patients per month right now, and we have the staffing to be able to serve more. We have a great relationship with Calvert Health, and all money that is raised in Calvert County stays in Calvert County, so we're really thankful to be able to care for people throughout their journey of illness.
Thank you. Come on up.
Good morning, I'm Lisa Raley. I'm here with Hospice of the Chesapeake. For a number of years, I worked for the Calvert County Library, and I was proud to raise money for the North Beach Library. And about 6 months ago, I was asked to work for Hospice of the Chesapeake, and it's been a great experience. We have amazing staff, incredible services that we provide to this community. We've almost doubled the number of patients and families that we are servicing each month. And as Kristen said, all money that gets raised here stays in Calvert County, and that's such an important part. So thank you all to the commissioners for your support. We're here to help any families that need, and it's a great match that here it's Family Care Month as well for hospice. So thank you.
Thank you. Come on up.
Good morning again. Brandon Temple. I'm on the Board of Directors for the Hospice of the Chesapeake Foundation, which is the fundraising arm for the nonprofit. I also do veterans programs in the county. Predominantly, I do go out the county some other times, but the veteran services programs at Hospice of Chesapeake are fantastic. I just did an honor salute yesterday down in Lusby, and I did one emergency one on call on Veterans Day to a Korean War vet out in Chesapeake Beach. So fantastic honor salute program they offer for our veterans.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'll be brief. Ed Sullivan, Division Chief, Office on Aging, Community Resources. We want to thank Hospice of the Chesapeake as well. As we partner with them, we have grief support groups at our 3 senior centers on a monthly basis. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had our Dementia Live program at the Burnett, at the house at off Sixes Road. And we've done that a couple of times with Hospice of the Chesapeake. Many caregivers have benefited from the experience, and we just want to say thank you to Hospice of the Chesapeake, and thank you, Commissioners, for your support.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for being here today. Hospice is near and dear to my heart. You don't think you need hospice till you do. And when you do, you really need them. Just a few things that you all do. When my mother-in-law passed, my sister-in-law had a very, very hard time letting go. We didn't have to do a thing. They gently and professionally helped my sister-in-law come to the end with my mother-in-law. My family, in the past 6 years, we've had 2 losses, one just a year ago. And how you all could handle a family of 8 kids, spouses, 20-some grandchildren, and 30-some great-grandchildren, all with differing opinions as we watched our mother and father passed on to the next life. You all were a lifesaver to our family in all 3 instances. And we did have caregivers for our parents, and we also, as their children, helped care for them as well. But hospice, you all just guided us. Emotionally was a very big help to me. And my dad, you would have thought he ran the Marines or something. He was a tough guy, but to be able to handle Daddy as he went towards the end, you're so invaluable to our community, and I thank you for all that you do. Thank you so much. Whereas for more than 45 years, hospice has provided comfort and dignity to millions, allowing them to spend their final months at home surrounded by loved ones. And whereas the hospice model offers an interdisciplinary, team-oriented approach to care, including expert medical treatment, quality symptom control, and comprehensive pain management as foundational elements. And whereas hospice not only provides physical care, but also addresses the emotional, spiritual, and family needs of patients, offering family services such as respite care and bereavement counseling. And whereas palliative care focuses on improving quality of life and relieving pain, which can be offered at any stage of illness, with hospices serving as leading providers of community-based palliative care. And whereas hospice and palliative care organizations advocate for and educate the public on advanced care planning, empowering individuals to make informed decisions about their care. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners that the month of November be known as National Hospice and Palliative Care Month in Calvert County. Be it further proclaimed that all citizens are encouraged to increase their understanding and awareness of end-of-life care, discuss their end-of-life wishes with their families, and observe this month with appropriate activities and programs. Given under our hands and sealed this 19th day of November 2024, signed by all 5 county commissioners. Thank you all so much.
All right. So before we get into the next one, we did this on purpose. If you've noticed a theme here, we talked about family caregiving, hospice care, and now we're doing the youth. And I hope all the youth out there was paying attention, because one day you're gonna have to take care of your parents. That's what we expect. We've invested a lot of money in you.
He's real
and-
close. He's
and-
real close.
And I'm getting closer every day. And I'm expecting at least one of my children to take care of me.
I think we all are.
So I hope you all were paying attention, because, it's going to come. You don't realize it today, but it's going to come. And, right now your parents look wonderful, but one day they're going to be babbling and won't know their name and can't dress themselves.
He did this on purpose, so he knows.
Yeah, we did it on purpose to make sure to get the message across. But anyway, not really, but anyway. So the next proclamation that we have is for Youth Appreciation Week. Commissioner Hart.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have someone here with us. Well, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Barbara Miller, and I am here on behalf of the Calvert, Prince Frederick, and Solomon's Optimist Clubs, along with my co-chairs Jack Brown, back there, and Ann Weems. And today we have with us 27 of the 40 students that we are recognizing this year. 10 students from each high school were chosen by their school to be the 2024 Outstanding Youth of Calvert County. So I would like them to introduce themselves. Sorry to put you on the spot, but if they would say their name and then come up and to greet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got my camera, so I'll go ahead. Calvert High School first, sorry. Sorry. Forgot that strategic part. Calvert High School first.
Great. So you need to adjust the mic, the button is right here.
Hello, my name is Lucia Owens. Good morning, my name is Gianna Lacauzi. Hi, I'm Kaylee Favell.
Hi, I'm Sarar Brabble.
Hi, I'm William Barrich.
Good morning, I'm Angie Espinosa.
Huntingtown High School.
Good morning, my name is Bryce Douglas.
Morning, my name's Aiden Moreland.
Good morning, my name is Chloe Oberg. Good morning, my name is Sophia Chang.
Good morning, my name is Isabella Cowan.
Good morning, my name is Madeline Kelly.
Hi, my name's Leila Coe.
Good morning, my name is Andrew Lear.
Good morning, my name is Heather Curl.
Next, Northern High School.
I'll just talk like this. Hi, everyone. My name is Olivia Heron. We're from Best High School.
Hi, my name's Corinne Page.
Hi, I'm Anna Kim.
Hi, I'm Gentry Bowie.
And Patuxent High School.
Good morning, my name is Anthony Barone.
Hi, my name is Garen Gray. Good morning, my name is Grace Gallagher.
Hello, my name is Hannah Beadnell.
Hi, my name's Lydia Murphy. Good morning, I'm Delana Winter.
Good morning, I'm Jack Bainey.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Brett Schranka.
All right, what we'll do here is we're gonna scooch in a little bit and we'll put some people on the end, yeah?
All those.
Yeah, how you doing this morning, man?
Hey.
Good seeing you, yes, sir. How you been? Good, good.
Hey, big guy.
How are you, sir?
Is that everybody? Well, this is cool. Look at all these young folks out here. This is cool. Optimist Club, because I'm older than dirt, I was reading some of this stuff here, and you're going to get stuck here in the story that I tell all the time. So back in the horse and buggy days, and not much after Christopher Columbus hit the planet here, we didn't have Ubers and all this kind of stuff. We had Optimist Club. So the only way we played ball down my way is those folks would pick us up, and we would look for this blue Chevy truck, which was John O'Mara's truck, and we would all just run at it and jump in the back and get there, and those guys were how we had sports, and they have never gone away, thank goodness, and it's so cool to see you guys here and to see, what Optimist Club involved with you guys. It's just really cool because, like President Hans said, he's probably going to need one of y'all to take care of him one day, and probably a lot sooner than later. So I'm glad to see you guys here. So study real hard because you're going. President Hans?
What's my name?
Yeah, that's Buddy with a B. So I just want to read this to you guys, and very proud to see you up here, and thank you for putting in the extra. It's easy to just mail it in, just show up to school and do nothing. It's harder to take the extra step and do this. So thank you very much. And so I want to read this to you, and it says, whereas the youth of Calvert County represent our most treasured resource, and whereas the accomplishments, achievements, and abilities of these young citizens deserve the recognition and praise of their elders, like Buddy. Whereas Optimist International has developed and promoted a program entitled Youth Appreciation Week since 1954. And whereas since 1969, the Optimist Club of Calvert Prince Frederick has recognized and honored the outstanding youth of Calvert County as part of Youth Appreciation Week program, and now is joined by the Optimist Club of Solomons. And whereas it is an honor for the Board of County Commissioners of Calvert County to be part of this very worthwhile program. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Calvert County that the week of November 18, 2024 is designated as Youth Appreciation Week in Calvert County. Be it further proclaimed that by this action we express our confidence in the ability of today's youth as they take on responsible roles in the future of humanity. Given under our hands and seal this 19th day of November 24th, signed by all 5 county commissioners.
Thank you.
Hold that smile.
Mr. Mike, can I say something?
Absolutely.
Oh, no, wait, let me get you your mics because people online can't
No,
hear you.
then, I got my gym voice, don't worry.
It's an honor and a reflection on you people that these fine young people are up here. You do a good job, and we like to recognize it. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just use this because I do have a gym voice, but I don't want to strain it too much. I'm going to move a few students around so we can get everybody featured. I'm sorry I don't know everybody's name, but have the 2 students on the end with the red sweater and the white shirt come up to the front, and have, there's also a student behind Commissioner Hans. Can I have you come to the front as well, please? The front. And with the suit, yellow tie, I can't tell what your name is, and your name tag says Olivia. Would you mind going to the back row, please? Thank you.
I was just gonna say, you might wanna come down here too, in the back by the flag. Yep, yep, come on down.
Here's also your chance to blink and like.
I was like, wait, we're not gonna see. There we go.
Musical chairs.
That's right.
And for parents' awareness as well, this will be put on the Calvert County government official Facebook page sometime by the end of the week. So it'll be official online as well. So you're aware. Oh, okay. Here comes the fun part. Thank you all for your patience. With the brown sweater, green dress, and the blonde in front, yep. Can you switch sides? So you're perfect. Yes. Here's your chance to blink. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1. Wait, there's just a little to your left. Raising your hands can go a little to your right. You got it. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you.
Good job, everybody. I'll see you, Mr. Brown. Julie over? Yes, sir. Okay. Hey, what time we eating? What time we eating from? What time we eating from? What time we eating? Okay, all right, gotcha.
It's always worried about.
Mr. Brown, I'll see you, sir. Yeah, oh yeah. So that's. How are you, Abby? Good to see you. Who's Donnie? Oh, okay.
Thank you.
With him? Yeah. How are you, sir? That thunder down quite a bit now once we get done there.
We'll take care of that for you. We've got like 13 of them.
I got recognized by them for police officer of the year.
Nice seeing you.
So the next item on the agenda is consent. We have 7 items under consent today. Item 1, Department of Parks and Recreation, revised environmental sustainability and conservation policy update. Item 2, Department of Public Safety, First Amendment to Dunkirk Tower Lease Agreement for Verizon Wireless. Item 3, Department of Public Works budget adjustment for the capital improvement plan project, Linda L. Kelly Animal Shelter sinkhole repair. Item 4, Department of Parks and Recreation, United States Tennis Association Community Engagement Grant Award for fiscal year 2025. Item 5, Department of Public Safety Federal Fiscal Year 2024 State Homeland Security Grant. Item 6, Department of Public Safety Federal Fiscal Year 2024 Emergency Management Performance Grant. Item 7, Department of Community Resources Fiscal Year 2025 Transportation Grant Agreements. Are there any objections to those items under consent today?
None.
I have none. I move that
Hearing
we-
none, do I have a motion?
I move that we adopt and approve the consent agenda items.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. The next item on the agenda is a introduction of our new county health officer. Good morning, Dr. Moore.
Come forward, yes. I'm Michelle.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning. Good
Jennifer
morning.
Moreland, Director, Community Resources. Did you want me to read the background on?
And why don't we let her?
Okay.
She could just talk about herself.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Be time to join us. Great. Good morning, Commissioners, and good morning,
Morning.
team.
Morning.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here this morning, and I appreciate and really thank you for the opportunity to serve Calvert County. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an infectious disease physician by training. I also had experience in taking care of patients as a primary care provider in the Navy before I took on additional duties to include Navy medical research, as well as work in public health. So a good amount of my time was spent in developing products to promote the health and wellness of our military members. And I was fortunate to also have the opportunity to take on leadership roles in those efforts. Most recently, I was a part of the Navy Force Health Protection Command. That is the Navy's public health command. And I spent 3 years there overseeing the HIV program as well as sexually transmitted infection prevention programs for the Navy. And I recently retired. And so I am just excited to be able to take the skill sets that I've gained from the Navy as a Navy officer and be able to apply them to the community. And the reason I'm in Calvert County is that I've been a resident of Maryland. So I came over, my family immigrated from the Philippines, and we arrived here when I was 12. I attended public schools in Prince George's County, and I attended University of Maryland. I'm a diehard Terp.
Been hard this season, boy. They're up and down, I think. Yeah.
And so I can keep going on and on. I trained at the Eastern Virginia Medical School under the Health Professions Scholarship Program through the military, and then served in the Navy afterwards. And so the opportunity to come out here and apply for the position came as I was transitioning out of the military, and I thought that this is really the perfect fit for me. Because I've always really wanted to be in a smaller town. You know, we're within reach of the larger communities where we can actually network and ask for either guidance, collaboration, and then still make an impact on the people here. So here I am. I started last week, and I would like to thank the wonderful staff at the Health Department for really facilitating my onboarding. I want to recognize Mr. Champ Thomas Cuddy really for his just Herculean efforts to try to get me onboarded sooner rather than later. And so I'm learning quickly and looking at the lay of the land, and we're looking at to identify priorities that will really help to meet the needs of the people of Calvert County, while taking in consideration guidance from the Maryland Department of Health, as well as the Board of Commissioners and the people who are living here. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak about myself.
Excellent. So we just want to welcome you here, and I think you told me you moved here from Potomac, Montgomery County?
So I moved here from Montgomery County.
Living in Chesapeake Beach?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chesapeake Beach.
As I tell everybody, you're one step closer to heaven, so.
Yeah. Oh. Actually, the sunrise this morning really was just a testament to that.
Sunrises and sunsets, and we have stars. My sister-in-law lives in Montgomery County, and they were down at our house. It's been a while ago now. And her husband looked up and said, "My God, they have stars." Because of all the light and where they live in Montgomery County. They never see, and we take that for granted. You know, the things, the sunrises, sunsets, the bay, stars, we take all that for granted because we've all just grown up with it. So, but it's a great community. I think you're going to find that out the longer you're here. Weeks, not hardly long enough, but you'll figure that out. It's a wonderful community, and we're very happy to have you here.
And that sunrise will be different every single morning, trust me.
Sunsets too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You're going to find a lot of volunteers. We've always been a big volunteer county, and they're just the salt of the earth. They really are. You're going to meet a lot of really people that, like you say, from all over the place. You know, we've had people that have, you know, like yourself, traveled and done a lot of things, and then they land here because they, you know, they really appreciate it, and then they want to do stuff with their time. So you're going to see a really unique set of folks, from like Meals on Wheels people to, like you saw, your Office on Aging and all this stuff. So I think you're really going to enjoy it here. And better than Montgomery County anyway, I'm going to tell you. Yeah.
And you'll find when you meet people along the way, you'll meet relatives or friends. Everybody knows everybody, and if they don't know them, they know someone who knows them. So it's a real small county atmosphere. It's very nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. And I really look forward to staying here and being here.
And we hope Jennifer didn't, ruin it for, with us here. She can be tough,
Wrong image.
When I heard Jen was going to be, I'm like, oh no, she'll probably leave, never come back, but, so, yeah.
I'm looking forward to us having some great discussions over the next couple of weeks. And I'm just thrilled because I think Dr. I obviously was part of the process, the interview process, and her leadership and management skills are exemplary. And she's got a record besides her actual, the doctor.
What kind of record does she
have?
have? Uh-oh.
The good kind. The good kind. And I think that's going to be a really great compliment to, our staff and the direction the health department is going into. So
Great.
Yeah.
You definitely have a great partner and resource sitting beside you.
Yes, yes,
She
she
knows.
is the absolute best.
She
Yes.
is.
Yes.
She's your go-to person.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to be. And I also want to thank Champ, because serving as the interim, he was always available when I needed to have a conversation with him, and we could talk about resources, and I'm just very appreciative for this very smooth transition.
Thank you, Chan.
Thank you, Champ.
Thank you, Champ.
He's kept us surprised of the situation and how things are going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for what you've done, Champ. Appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. So you'll find it's not a bed of roses every day because our people don't like rules and regulations. So the Champ's probably already warned you. Phone's going to ring. Somebody's got an issue and they don't like the rule.
Let's go back and watch the COVID tapes. I'll give you a taste. Yes.
Don't do that.
Listen to her.
I'm going to ease her transition.
But we really look forward to it. Anything you need, just reach out.
Great, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
and welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Oh, thank you. And please don't hesitate to reach out to us as
Oh,
well.
don't
to
worry.
me.
She has your numbers too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next item on the agenda is new business. The first item is Department of Community Resources, repeal and reenact Veterans Affairs Commission Resolution 1321. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have with me Dr. Temple, who's the chair of the Veterans Affairs Commission. And I'm just going to read the memo and then let Brandon talk with you openly about these recommended changes. So background for the Repeal and Reenact Veterans Affairs Commission Resolution 13-21. On March 23, 2021, the Calvert County Board of County Commissioners, BOCC, adopted Resolution 13-21 pertaining to the creation of the Veterans Affairs Commission, VAC. The existing resolution reflects a specific focus on serving and advocating for Calvert County's veteran population and limits the number of voting members to 9. In an effort to mirror changes at the state level and to better serve Calvert's active duty military and their families at its October 9, 2024 regular monthly meeting and at a special meeting convened by the VAC chair on October 25, 2024, the Commission discussed and approved recommending the following amendments to Resolution 13-21. First, change name from Veterans Affairs Commission to Calvert County Commission for Veterans and Military Families. 2, edit all references to the target population to add and military families. 3, delete the word supervise from section 1.b and replace the specific staff title with the generic staff liaison. 4, increase the number of voting members from 9 to 11 by adding 1 additional at-large member and 1 military spouse veteran caregiver representative. 5, change membership criteria to each of whom is either active duty, National Guard, Reserve, or is separated or retired from military service under honorable conditions, or is a spouse of the aforementioned. And lastly, add language to Section 8.h to reference technology currently available for virtual meetings. Fiscal impact, none. Conclusion recommendation, staff requests the BOCC authorize the repeal of Resolution 13-21 and adopt the new resolution with amendments recommended by the Veterans Affairs Commission. So, I've Brandon here, if you want to give some background to this development. I thought that would be pretty helpful.
Absolutely. I think this really just codifies what we've already been doing from the beginning. Anytime a military family or active duty military guard reserve is in need or has a suggestion or there's something we need to put out to the community, we've already been doing that. One of the great examples recently is Purple Star School. That is aimed towards military-connected families that are currently serving. We also have the University of Maryland Global Campus, for instance, as an ex officio member on our commission, and they have military spouse scholarships. So we're already helping the community and trying to get out there for military families as well. As Jennifer mentioned, this also reflects changes to state legislation, which renamed the state-level Department of Veteran Affairs to the Department of Veterans and Military Families. So that mirrors their change, and I think the expansion of membership takes on not just the additional at-large member, but really specifically the membership of a military spouse or caregiver, veteran caregiver, explicitly I think is a great addition to the commission. So to me, these are common sense changes, things that we've already been doing, and we're just bringing up amending the original ordinance to reflect the mission and the cause we've been working on already. And I'm happy to answer any of your questions.
So Brandon, we just want to thank you and the commission for your efforts because, when we found out that we didn't have a Veterans Affairs group, we immediately corrected that. And, I think in the short time you all have been established, you've shown your value because we certainly want to take care of our veterans and we need somebody to make sure that we're aware of what's going on in that community. So we greatly appreciate all of your efforts and the commission, so thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we're actually using the example of Calvert County. There are other counties out there, believe it or not, that still don't have Veterans Affairs Commissions or anything like this. So I was actually talking to the county executive from Wacomico County, passed off our establishing ordinance. If this is approved, then I'll pass that off to them. But I'm actually meeting after Thanksgiving with some Eastern Shore representatives to spread this to the county governments out there because they're interested and they're going to use our model. So.
That's great.
Any movement in the Purple Heart schools?
Purple Star? Yes, so the application just opened this last week, and we got it out to all the schools. I've met with all but 4 schools, but meeting with me is not a requirement. So, and Dr. Townsville gave him the information as well, and he's 100% supportive, and he's making that a priority on his end. So, I think every school I've gone to has been fantastic. The amount of enthusiasm at a lot of these schools. I really do believe it's really in their hands now to execute, right? We've got to this point. But I really do believe that we're going to be leading the state when it comes to this. That's just my personal opinion. And if we don't this year, as I've said throughout, the designation is just the icing on the cake. The fact that we're creating programs and different procedures and different programs and procedures to help our military-connected students at the end of the day is what's important. So,
Thank you.
I did want to comment on just some administrative changes. This was formed during a difficult time, especially for our office with COVID. And I was hesitant at first because we had so much going on. How do we fit this in? But I want to acknowledge our executive assistant, Lorraine Joyner. This has been such a passion project for her and her work. We have a very active board. And the combination of the strong board membership and Lorraine made this really, it makes it a shining star for Calvert County, this commission. So I'm excited about this evolution. I'm friends with a lot of military families, and they have unique challenges. And so to see that we're including them, I think it's pretty special.
Lorraine is the best. I mean, she keeps us together. I've said it before in this forum and praised her in this forum before, and I'll say it over and over again until you tell me to quiet up and get out of here. But she is fantastic, and she really is the glue that binds us all together, keeps us moving.
Excellent. Motion?
Okay. I move that we adopt the resolution appealing Resolution 13-21 and adopt the proposed resolution with amendments recommended by the Veterans Affairs Commission.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you all
much.
very much. Item,
I say you're just hanging out today.
item 2, under New Business Department, Community Resources, request for grant-funded diminutive care navigator position. You know, the next step is here, Jim. Keep sitting in the front of the room.
You're much braver souls than me.
She's too smart to come up
I was going to say, it's not bravery.
Subject request for grant-funded dementia care navigator position. The background, Department of Community Resources Office on Aging Division was awarded the fiscal year 2025 Long-Term Care and Dementia Care Navigation Grant from the Maryland Department of Aging, MDOA, in the amount of $20,810 to enhance or adapt existing programming to provide newer existing services for persons with symptoms of dementia and their caregivers. Discussion. Maryland Department of Aging has allocated the Office on Aging Division $20,810 to hire a part-time contractual dementia care navigator. This funding will also provide equipment for the position. Dementia care navigators are trained professionals who help with dementia and their families identify their needs and goals and then overcome barriers. They don't provide clinical care, but instead partner with patients to help them access services, advice, and support. Fiscal impact, this grant provides $20,810 in funding to the Calvert County Office on Aging. The budget amendment, DA 2025-5001, was approved in July 2024. No funding match is required. Conclusion recommendation, the Department of Community Resources, Office on Aging Division requests the Board of County Commissioners review and, if appropriate, authorize the creation of a grade H-18, Step 1, part-time contractual dementia care navigator at 24 hours per pay period. This has been a special day because this really ties in with everything we've been talking
planned
about.
that.
I know, it's incredible. Katie, you're great at what you do.
Jennifer, so the grant is only for 1 year, right?
Commissioner Grasso, that is correct. The grant is for 1 year. The expectation from the Maryland Department of Aging is that that grant will continue, but you are correct, the grant is for 1 year.
Okay. We have a lot of contractual grant-funded positions, and this is the state that we live in the grants world, that it is year-to-year funding.
So I just want to say that having that extra support out there is really important, because when you have a loved one that has dementia and you go through that,
Ugh.
it's hard to watch,
terrible.
and then you have to step up and take care of them. It's extremely difficult to watch someone go through that. And so, you know, we've been through that. The caregivers out there that come in to take care of those kind of people are blessed. The ones that we use for my father-in-law come in and took care of him just like he was their father. It was amazing.
Yep.
Special people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Very special.
My mom is one of those people, and she was a professional caregiver. She was a nurse, but then she took a demotion because she had the passion for it, and they really are like family. I mean, everyone that she's cared for, she has such a deep connection to it.
That's where you get it from.
No, it truly is. My mom is the
Yes,
source of all my
definitely.
inspiration. Yeah.
I always said that the hospice nurses have the toughest job in the world,
Ain't that the truth?
Yep.
Ain't that the truth?
It's not a good outcome, so.
but they do it with grace, without a doubt.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I could never do it. I don't know how they do it. I mean, because you know, when you know that word, as soon as you hear hospice, you know, it's not like any optimism, like you know, well, you know, they could. You know what that means. They are angels.
They
I
are.
mean, I don't know how to do it.
They treat people with such dignity. That is such a scary time.
Yeah.
And for the family, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, there's so many.
Oh, you're at
There's no
they're
question.
at the family's worst moment. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's and you got to be tough and you know on point because they need you.
Yep.
So.
If I may, Commissioners, even the caregivers who were here earlier today that you honored with the proclamation, it was quite an effort for them to get here today.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was
And
thinking that when
it truly
when
was.
they were talking about, you know, because they were the primary caregiver, I was thinking they had to make arrangements just to do that. Yeah, I was
Indeed, they
thinking about
did.
that.
And it was an effort for them to come here, so thank you for honoring them. But it is an effort for them, because it's as you know, it's 24/7 care for many of them, so.
And you know, the caregivers, they, God, hats off to them. They can get down, they can get sick, and they need
Right.
support to give them a break so they can take a breath and regroup and then come back. It's very hard on caregivers, most definitely.
It is. We have respite care grants through our office that help for those kinds of situations because they can't do it all the time.
They kept talking about resources. How many facilities do we have in the county for specifically Alzheimer's, dementia, that type of thing?
Well, it depends on exactly, well, assisted living, I believe we have 9 in the county. I'd have to check with our ombudsman. I think there's 9 assisted livings, and, I mean, there's so many, there are long-term care facilities, but in terms of
Memory care units.
memory care units,
Maybe if you include Asbury 3.
yeah.
And there's not
yeah.
a lot
There's-
of availability either. There's not a lot of available beds. You know, you think like you're just gonna pick up the phone and there's a waiting list a lot of times.
Yeah.
That truly is. And so this funding that you all are making a decision on today will add to our staff, on a part-time basis. But we need to be there for them. We hope that we can be there for them. And our staff that we have now is currently very busy with Part D season, Medicare Part D prescriptions, and they have much on their plate. So this is welcome funding from our perspective, even on a part-time basis, to bring someone else to help our staff.
But some families don't have the financial resources to put a member in an assisted living facility, so then there's, they have to take care of them at home.
Right.
They can't afford caregivers, I mean, it's a family,
All
so they
hands on
need
deck.
all the support they can get. and help.
We do have some funding, Commissioner Ireland, for, in-home health care and that sort of thing, as you all know. But, so we have much of that also, in-home health care as well. But we're seeing an increased demand, certainly, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and then that's income eligibility too, right? So, it's hard for middle-class families, because I think those are often the folks that you do see that all have it pitched together to provide coverage.
Definitely.
Yes.
So, I move that we authorize the creation of a grade H-18, step 1, part-time contractual dementia care navigator at 24 hours pay period beginning this fiscal year.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
all
you.
very much.
Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ed, you've got a good voice too. Thank you.
And that brings us to public comment.
Thank you, sir. The board adopted a resolution in 1989 intending to maintain the order and decorum of the governmental process. A copy is found here to my right. Persons are welcome to address the Board of County Commissioners on any matter germane to the business of county government. Those addressing the board shall not be uncivil, rude, vulgar, profane, or otherwise disruptive to the conduct of the board's business. All speakers must identify themselves and whether speaking as an individual, where you will be allocated 2 minutes, or as the appointed spokesperson of a group, where you'll be allocated 5. For those attending virtually, if you wish to speak, please press star 9 or use the raise your hand function. The Ethics Commission has asked that we remind speakers of public comment that lobbyists include those who seek to influence public policy, and lobbyists must register in advance. Is there anyone in the room who wishes to provide public comment? Okay. Mr. Cormier, please identify yourself and whether speaking as an individual or as the designated representative of a group.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Joe Cormier. I'll be speaking on behalf of myself. I just wanted to share the Maryland Lynching Truth and Reconciliation Commission meeting that happened on November 16th. The video is up on YouTube, and it's an excellent 3.5-hour watch. I want to thank Michael Kent for coming up and representing Calvert County, and State's Attorney Bob Harvey coming up and speaking on the lynching that happened in Calvert back in the 1600s. Race has always been an issue in this county and continues to be an issue in this county. And I hope that regardless of the political environment, that people come back to an era of civility and talking to their neighbors instead of putting things in their yard. I hope that the Sheriff's Office continues to investigate and produces a presentation on that issue. I hope that our Student Wellness and Safety Committee continues to address the violence. We saw what happened in Charles County last month. It's just not a good place right now. for our students in the schools, and I hope that we work on continuing our social and emotional learning to help students use their feelings and not their hands. I hope that all our girls in schools feel safe and that they don't have to deal with a my body, your choice kind of deal. So I just hope that we keep working on our student safety. And I want to thank Department of Public Works for all their work on that boat situation in Solomons, and for Dr. Temple and all his work for the Purple Star School designations, and all his work with the Veterans Commission as a veteran. It really makes me happy to have that kind of support here in the county. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's the only speaker.
So that brings us to Commissioner reports. Commissioner Cox.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had a great turnout last Monday at the courthouse for the Veterans Day celebration. And as Commissioner Grasso stated, that Mr. Sullivan has a very nice voice that we heard. We don't have a meeting next week, and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So like Commissioner Hans said earlier, it's time to give thanks. And we had a very good meeting today. So let's, if you see a hospice nurse, a caregiver, or even our youth, let's give thanks to where we need to, and let's all have a good and safe Thanksgiving Day. Thank you.
Commissioner Ireland.
We didn't have a meeting last Tuesday, so I'm going to go back there. Congratulations to everyone who was elected on November 5th. It takes a lot of time and energy to run for office. I just want to thank everyone who ran for taking their time to do so. Missed Veterans Day here. I was going to Disneyland, California, and I was glad to come home. But it was a good trip. Got to see the grandkids. The 14th, Commissioner Grasso and I attended a groundbreaking ceremony for the Ladies of Charity Calvert County New Food Pantry in North Beach. That's going to be a nice facility. They had an old house there that was falling down. It's located right behind the Catholic Church in North Beach, between 1st and 2nd Streets. And like I said, the old building's leveled. They showed a model of the new building, and they have a lot of energy. The ladies came out as a cheerleading squad, and they put together a cheer to talk about their new building. It was quite unique. And tomorrow I'll be at Mako headquarters in Annapolis all day for training. So that's all I have.
Go take more than a day training.
It's real
Commissioner
nice.
Hart.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Just want to start off with, so there were a few, well, more than a few comments on social media about an incident. I just want to say, you know, Sheriff Ricky Cox does not run a racist organization. People under him are not racist. State's Attorney's Office is not racist. You know, we're a small town. We still know everybody, you know, and I mean, if somebody really thinks so, just go to the source. But the constant accusations and all the innuendos, I personally talked to the sheriff the day of the incident, actually several times, and he used every resource to investigate everything that could be investigated. And it's not like he just looks at something and just goes, okay, whatever. No, they're always working to make sure this place is safe as be, and everybody's treated with respect. So, you know, I mean, Facebook's got some good stuff, I guess. You know, you can see like your neighbor built a shed or something like that, but just because it's on there, you know, give these people the benefit of the doubt. We saw an officer today that he was very close to dying for all of us. He got shot. He was very close to dying. These are good people. They're your neighbors, your friends, your family. I mean, it's easy to go on Facebook and do that stuff. Do you know how many times they get off work, they will not wear something from the sheriff's office, getting gas, or in the grocery store because they don't want to hear the comments, or they don't go to a certain restaurant because they're afraid somebody's going to mess with their food? Now, I'll tell you, 99% of the folks here are outstanding, but there's 1% that really mistreats you. Just give them the same respect you would want, and please give them the same opportunity to answer that question that you would put on Facebook. So enough of that. Two, I do want to thank the folks that just in the election just won the Board of Ed. I'm very anxious to work with you, and thank you to anybody that's ever served an elected office. I'm very, very excited to work with the new board. Three, went to see Clue down at the high school. Awesome. The folks that do those sets down there, I mean, they are just great. I mean, it was a fantastic play, and they actually have so much participation. They actually have two different sets of actors that are going to do it. So I saw the first one. Hopefully I can get back and see that. But I tell you, you'll see the whole community out there, from kids to older folks, just rooting them on. Fantastic play. Tucson High School, we got one more to go. We beat Elkton. We go to states. So that will be Friday night. So keep my fingers crossed there. And like I say, with Thanksgiving coming, just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and hope everybody spends time with their family. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hart. Commissioner Grasso?
Okay, I want to congratulate all those who won their race for the Board of Education. Also want to send condolences to Cynthia Stewart's family. Cynthia's husband, Cal Stewart, died a couple of months ago. She passed recently, so love and support to her family. Cynthia and Cal were major movers and shakers in Calvert County for the party. On the 8th, I toured the CAB building, and boy, that's going to be fabulous. Chance to get most of us all together. It's very well thought out. It's just going to be fantastic. One-stop shop. We'll all be there. On the 11th, I attended the Veterans Day celebration at the courthouse and also at Veterans Park in Chesapeake Beach. And Ed surprised us. Who knew he had such a good voice? He did a great job. The next day, I attended a P3 meeting. On the 13th, I presented a citation at Ward Farm Park. Matt and Ryan Lauer, a father and son duo who compete in disc golf tournaments, they designed our tournament at Ward Farm Park and did a great job. We're going to be working on getting the information out to the public, but it looks like our investment has paid off. In October, there were 72 players who played there, and that was only the players that recorded their scores. There were more probably who didn't record their scores, but just went there to practice, to play, so on and so forth. On the 14th, I attended a groundbreaking for the Ladies of Charity, as Commissioner Ireland said, and I want you to know, these ladies, and there are some men as well, it's a great organization up there. I've been there, I've worked with them, and they serve 600 families a week. 600 families a week. So they really, really fill an important job for citizens in Calvert County. And then the 15th, I went to Solid Waste. There was a ribbon cutting for the mural there that Kate Brinkley did. It is fantastic. She did such a great job. And Maria had a nice little ceremony for us, and she had food for us, and she did a great job. I really, in some counties, there's like I was in Kilmarnock, and they have watermen's boots in a mold. You've seen the starfish, you've seen the fish, you've seen this, you've seen that. Boy, if we could get more of those murals up and down Calvert County, and that would be our signature, and I think it would be great. Like to wish everybody a blessed Thanksgiving. I hope you get to spend it with your families, and just remember, we have a lot to be thankful for. Thank you much.
Thank you. So I also attended the Veterans Day ceremony, and the best part of those ceremonies is, at least the one here at the courthouses, they always ask a member of the ROTC from each high school to come up and talk about what Veterans Day means to them. And if you hear some of those kids talk, there is a bright future for this country when we have youth like that. And today we recognized a bunch of youth that the Optimist Club have singled out from the different high schools. And so today was in this job, we get to see all different aspects. And today we recognized caregivers and hospice, and then we recognized outstanding youth in the county. So, it was extremes on both ends. I reminded those youth that one day they're going to have to take care of their parents, not to burst their bubble, but
Sooner rather than later.
Hopefully they took notes. I attended the NAACP luncheon on Saturday up at Bethel Way, which got postponed from the previous Saturday, which was a little unfortunate. I know it affected the crowd. But that day they recognized 5 African-American veterans, one of which served in World War II.
Wow.
He was
Wow,
99
that's
years old
That's awesome.
and could walk up to the microphone.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yes.
That's awesome.
2 of my neighbors were part of that group that got recognized, but it was very good to see those veterans there. And some of them, when they came home, were busy because one of them had 11 kids, the other one had 10. So they did their part. But it was another great event put on by the NAACP, and I'm very, very honored to be invited. Just want to remind everybody that the zoning ordinance public hearing is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at the Harry Brown Center on Dares Beach Road. That's going to be one of your last opportunities to hear the zoning ordinance presentation. And again, we're not going to meet next week, so I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving, and you should take a moment to think about the people that have to work on Thanksgiving and all holidays to protect you, our military, law enforcement, first responders. You know, we recognized Deputy Flint today. I think he's the only deputy ever be shot in the line of duty in Calvert County.
I think so, since I was on the job anyhow.
And the state's attorney mentioned, this recognition got put off because we wanted to make sure that hearing was held here in Calvert County, and he was afraid it would prejudice that decision. But in Calvert County, our police arrest people that break the law. We chase, we prosecute, and we have judges that know what to do. And so it was very important that that case be held here in Calvert County and not be transferred to Prince George's. The individual that committed that crime was from Prince George's County, like most that come here and commit serious crime. But it was very, very important to hold that trial here in Calvert County. So we apologize for the day and the delay in recognizing those deputies, Deputy Flint and the other 2 deputies that were that day. But it was important to maintain that trial here in Calvert County. And that individual got like 50 years. Yeah.
I don't know what the total ended up being, but it was up there.
Yes.
50, 60, something like that.
Yes. And that might not have happened someplace else. So,
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Take note.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We keep saying we're going to put a billboard up, but we haven't done that yet.
I'm waiting. I got ideas.
Yeah. So, but anyway, on Thanksgiving, think about those individuals that have to work to take care of you and make sure that you're safe and healthy. So that's all I have to say. I have a motion, please.
Okay, I move that we recess to closed session pursuant to Section 3-305B, 1I, to discuss the employment, assignment, or promotion of appointees or employees over whom the board has jurisdiction. 5, to consider the investment of public funds. And 7, to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice.
Second. I have a motion and a second that we go into executive session. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Everyone, have a great day and
Thank
a
you.
very happy Thanksgiving.